Hello everyone, this is iKonakona, and this is part 2 of me playing Spy on PLR Nightfall. So again, I'm equipped with the Dead Ringer, the Revolver, and the Big Earner. Pretty good combination because I like to get those backstabs and get some cloak back after each kill so that I can use my Dead Ringer more. So starting to push off this cart here, gets a little bit crowded, so I decided to back away. And look at this Spy, not even disguised. I'm not really sure why. I guess maybe because he had the Your Eternal Reward or something. But yeah. Get this quick stab on that pyro, which is very difficult to do. I actually try to do that a few times in this game because getting backstabs on pyros is very satisfying. It's a very difficult stab to get. So again here, boom, backstab on this pyro. Very difficult to get just because it's, you know, the pyros are like the counter to the spies because they can spy check and stuff. So if you can get a kill on the pyro, it's a pretty good kill, and I always try to go for that whenever I can just because it's really satisfying to get those kind of kills. So moving up here, trying to defend this blue cart because the blue team has a really big lead on us. Just like last game, their cart is way ahead of ours, and our cart is just kind of alone now, and no one's really pushing it. Now, I could go out there and push the cart as a spy, but I wouldn't be that effective because I can't really defend the cart. Yes, I do have a Dead Ringer, so I could fake my death when someone tries to attack our cart. But I wouldn't be able to stay on the cart for very long because I would have to activate my Dead Ringer really quickly just to stay alive. And so, this is not the best class to actually push in the cart. I think my job as a spy really is to try and defend the blue cart, make sure that they don't push it, but also try and stop the enemy from getting to our cart. So now looping around here, trying to get behind their cart, I come down this hill and actually see a heavy, but he doesn't really notice me. I guess my acting kind of worked. And he didn't take a shot at me, so I can do a little bit more acting to try and get behind them. This pyro does catch me on fire, but I was able to activate my Dead Ringer right in time. Now, pyros are very good counters to spies because they can spy check, obviously. So all it really takes is 1 or 2 good pyros to ruin a spy's day. I've been in countless games where I was a spy, and the other team had a pyro who really knew what he was doing. He knew who to protect, he knew his role on the team, and he knew how to spy check. If you want to help your team as a pyro to prevent enemy spies from backstabbing your team, I would suggest protect medics and protect the engineers. Those are probably the 2 key classes that spies like to go after. Yes, they can go after heavies and stuff, but it really hurts your team when you lose a medic or an engineer. Now, I think these 2 classes are a little underrated, and people don't like to play those classes because maybe they don't fully understand why it's so important. A medic is really important because he is your constant supply of health. Once you lose that supply of health, you are very vulnerable, and it's only a matter of time until the enemy kills you. They're just going to gang up on you and end up finishing you off. Now, the engineer is important, especially on defense, because his sentry will sort of define where that solid line of defense is. And oh, we lost there because we weren't paying attention to the cart and they capped it, so whoops. But the engineer, his sentry will define a very solid line of defense. And you notice that when you have other players moving around like regular, like soldiers and heavies and medics and stuff like that, they're kind of moving back and forth depending on how many people there are and, you know, the better team at that time. But the sentry, it's staying in one spot, and it kind of really defines where the front line is, or where the last line of defense is, I guess you can say. So once the sentry goes down, that's it. Like the front line will fluctuate again, and oh, here's another spy here. Luckily I get him. But the front line will kind of move around again because there's no sentry to kind of define where that line of defense is. And so if spies can take out sentries and sentry emplacements, well, there goes your line of defense, but also there goes your health and ammo from the dispenser. So yeah, very important to check against spies. And pyros, I know pyros can be kind of a boring job sometimes because you have to get so close to people, and it may seem like you want to rush people, but it's also good to have a spy checker on each team just to make sure that spies don't cause trouble. So actually onto the gameplay a little bit, because I know I've been talking a lot about pyros and spy checking and stuff like that, and this is a spy video, so I should probably talk more about the spy and not the counter to the spy. But I just wanted to get that out there so you guys know, how important it is to spy check. So this engineer tries to flank us with his mini sentry. I do get a zap on it. He does spot me, unfortunately, and so I have to activate my dead ringer. A little low on health down here. So when I go up here, I see actually a scout, and I try to go for him. Not the best option, actually. I probably shouldn't go for scouts. Sometimes I go for scouts just kind of on impulse, but it's a very unlikely chance that I'll actually get a backstab on a scout just because he's so fast, and if scouts are jumping around, I'll probably miss that stab. Now when I come over here, the scout is kind of lagging, and so he's actually a pretty easy kill instead of jumping around. And on payload maps and control point maps, it is very important to kill the scouts because they are worth 2 times the capture rate or the push rate on these types of maps. So not really paying attention here, and I get taken out by that backburner. Now you can see that we're actually pushing the card a little bit. We're actually catching up, so I'm just trying to defend this blue card, making sure that they can't touch this blue card. Made a few mistakes here, couldn't get that engineer, that medic hit me, and I fell off that ramp, so yeah, kind of embarrassing there. Whoops. Now as I'm dead, we're actually pushing the cart, and we actually win the round. So we lost the first 2 maps, but we ended up winning the 3rd one, which is the one that counts. And look at the scout celebrating by jumping off the cliff. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.